Hello.
Yo, GM, you all. We are back here with the $1 trade show. I don't know what I did, but I messed something with my screens. I don't know
Can
what.
you stop fucking things up, please?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Please,
I'm
please,
trying. I
just
keep doing that.
try and
Fuck.
ain't doing.
Yeah, I did something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, but all right, we are back with the $1 trade show. I'm Diego. This is Nick. We are your hosts, and we are here today once again to share with you everything that's going on with prediction markets. And since, as always, we have so much things to cover, let's get started. Okay, first thing is just shout out to our network. They're doing the first prediction markets edition on this Friday. This is a data driven newsletter, and they are going to cover Polymarket, Opinion Labs, Myriad Markets, and Limitless.
And
So
not
right
groovy.
now,
Scumbags.
not
Because
yet,
we're
at
not
least.
mainnet. Because we're not
Not
mainnet.
yes, not yet at least. Yes. Okay, moving forward. Yesterday, we had two announcements that made some waves on crypto Twitter. The first one is Polymarket partnership with Price Picks. So they said we're excited to announce a multi-year partnership to bring Polymarkets to the number one daily fantasy sports app. Have never heard about this one, so I came here to check.
Yeah.
I
Could
like
be
this guy.
a number one US one because
Could
America has
be.
things like this the what was it the Super Bowl, and they have all these things. World Series, that's what it was, but there's
The
only
World
American
Series.
teams in the World Series. Very
for
strange name.
for
Maybe the
baseball,
people
right?
playing it from all over the world, maybe that's their sort of
Hmm.
thing. But
Yeah.
no.
So it's available in 45 states, also in Canada.
Oh,
So they
oh
are
yeah,
going.
okay.
Yeah. So so they are going
No,
to
North
launch
America
some
minus Mexico.
North America. Yeah, it could be the case. Easier to say, right? I don't know. I trust this guy. I like his movies. They're fun.
Who
I
is
would
it?
play this. I
Who's
you
that guy?
remember. Oh damn! Where do I know? From the intern. He does the intern movie.
Oh,
But
I've
I
never
mean,
seen it.
he's a minor character there. But he's only does some jokes and comedy movies. It's a nice one. I don't know if I know this guy. I don't know this one here. But
I
anyway,
don't know that guy.
I just assume he's most famous than this one because he's in the front, showing the app.
Yeah, there's that thing.
But I don't know him. Anyway, it's a big thing. I mean, fantasy sports are
Yeah.
big, and they have integrated poly markets, so they are going to offer. It seems that that's going to be prediction markets only for sports right now.
Right.
But I mean,
Yeah, because yeah,
who
okay. So
knows?
all the Polymarket stuff will be integrated into their enterprise picks.
Yes, I
Fantasy's
mean
so big; it's like ridiculously big. Like
yeah,
in
it's
India, apparently the cricket, the fantasy cricket is bigger than the actual betting on the
the
matches.
real
Like,
one.
yeah, fucking
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember when I was a kid, we had like a football manager. People still are really into it.
Hmm.
Like when I was a little kid,
Dude,
like
that was a
football
really
manager
cool.
was a thing. I was not really into it. I was like, I don't know why you do these things. It's not.
It
It's,
was really cool.
I'd just rather be
Yeah,
out there playing, than playing a
yeah.
fantasy game.
Actually
Yeah,
playing and managing people, right? Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
So this is still for the announcements. So excited to announce Polymarket's multi-year partnership. And the Polymarket US exchange will be integrated under the hood as they expand to offer prediction markets. And it seems a little bit with what Kaushi had with Robinhood, right?
Yeah,
It's a new way to distribute their
but
markets.
this looks like the play, right? Where they're going to like their front end is going to be less important than all their partnerships
Yeah, it
that
seems
they're
so.
integrated in. And like for crypto, like I've been saying, it's like I think that in apps and wallets, sorry, seem to be like the best place to go around. Like
The way to go.
we don't need they're not a website, so they don't need eyeballs. They need volume, and if they can take that volume from 50 different places, it just makes way more sense.
Makes way more sense.
And
Yes,
it's not
exactly.
often you find a business that is like that. Most businesses are like drive all the traffic to the site, but they don't care about traffic. They care about participation, and they can
Yeah.
decentralize the participation out to other partners.
Yeah, that which is pretty interesting. I mean, it's a way to scale. So the way to scale is to do this kind of partnerships for sure. So yeah, one more. So I don't know how to
It's
pronounce. So
Jeff, but maybe Joff.
Geoff.
Joffy.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Prize Picks partnering with Polymarket for sports event contracts and more. Prize Picks notes its registration with the National Futures Association enables Prize Picks to offer CFTC permitted derivatives contracts through partnerships with federally regulated exchanges like Polymarket. Just highlighting what allows them to do this kind of partnership
Yeah.
on a legal point of view. And okay, this is the second announcement that came out today, and it was really interesting to see. I mean, we've been covering a lot of content from Dustin. Dude, he has a great
Dustin, we're in
content.
your DMs. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
You're not that
anytime you want
famous.
to.
You're not that famous. Come on. Come in.
Anytime you want to join us in the show here, share your thoughts. The interesting thing about Dustin compared to the other people, most of people contents that we cover here, is that he doesn't pick a side. I mean, he it
No.
seems that he's clearly on the kind of the user side. So he's worried about people are going to be playing around with these platforms and these protocols in a safe way. So
Yeah. I think
yeah,
I
go
kind of get
ahead.
this vibe. I saw a tweet the other day. I think I forgot to share it with you. And it was some guy saying that he thinks prediction markets is like the absolute hell on earth, right?
Yeah, we are going to see some of this today as
All
well
right,
here.
yeah. And I think they're American, right? And they're like, oh, you have Vegas and one place. Like, that's really only America that behaves like that. Like, everywhere in Europe, it's you can bet or gamble anywhere. And it is what it is. It's just tighter regulation, you know?
We have something here, like animals game. It's not regulated at all, and this money is fused to different shady operations here in Brazil to different
Mm.
stuff, and people call the people's lottery. You go there instead of going to a regular lottery. You just go. There's a guy sitting on the street with a
Oh,
really
I've
small.
seen that.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
of
like
stuff
in bits of paper.
in piece of paper. Yeah,
Okay,
you give you.
when I was in Panama, I saw that, and I was
Yeah,
like,
there's
and
a
this
lot.
is lottery, and I was like, wow, that's the lottery.
It
Like
is a
ours have
kind of
these
lottery.
encrypted machines and have lots of
Is
regulation.
that's the thing. No one sees the results. No one checked us out. But the thing is, the guys have been out there for 100 years now, and people get their money.
Right? Yeah, because
Yeah,
yeah, it's not
yeah.
good for business not to pay out. You know, like
No, it's
unless you're
not. Yeah,
regulated in the UK and you can choose not to pay out through some sort of legal bullshit.
yeah. So coming back to this here, Dustin was just highlighting this new fan duel thing, how they're going to launch sports prediction markets next month. So it's like less than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
In FanDuel, we know that they have a huge user base, and we've been talking about this in the show here. Nick has been highlighting here very well how traditional betting companies, even casinos, the traditional gambling and gaming industry will come for prediction markets. And Dustin
yeah.
was really excited
Why
about
would they
this
leave money on
yesterday.
the table? Well, in fact, they're going to leave a lot of money on the table because prediction markets don't care. Who wins?
Yeah.
They just provide the technology.
So yeah, FanDuel announced that next month, as soon as next month, they are going to launch sports prediction. So Flutter is deploying 240 to 300 million behind FanDuel predicts over Q4 in 2026.
It's going to be
1,000
big, I
players
think.
to everyone else. Dude, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of
So
money.
the
They're going
opportunity
to.
to extend. Go ahead.
I mean, it's funny because Fangio went from being like publicly doing a sort of JP Morgan,
Uh
publicly
huh.
saying one thing and the other, going and finding a prediction market
Yeah.
they can buy so they can launch one. So it was like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
played it down, but they clearly saw the threat sooner
It
than
seems
anyone.
that is the playbook, right? You talk shit, I mean, to everyone, so you make it seem that you don't care, but actually you are afraid of that shit. So you are trying
Yeah.
to make that happen on your side as well. So that's it, and it was really interesting. So the first post came at 6 p.m. Second post 6:45, and a little bit later he came once again. He was really excited
He was
about it.
on one.
He was on this. So FanDuel and DraftKings right now. So call an ambulance, but not from me. I love this. I love this. So it was a big joke that people thought Polymarket taking lunch money from DraftKings and FanDuel. It looks like it's the other way around. That's it. Yeah. I mean, they will come from for Polymarket
Yeah.
and Kalshi, just like the banks are coming to crypto and the banks are going to launch their
Yeah, they're
own
gonna eat their own. They're
stable
gonna eat crypto.
coins. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm not as romantic as I used to be, thinking about that we are going to change the financial system. I don't know. Financial system will integrate crypto. To have the crypto rails there.
Because it's
That's it.
phenomenal infrastructure where you do not need to do any regulatory stuff. Really, it's like you
Yeah,
can say, "Oh, you want that information on the blockchain? Go check."
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
So yesterday as well. This is probably an ad, but yeah. So coming soon to Bullpen 5 first pro terminal for prediction markets. This is what's interesting here. So a terminal for prediction markets. We've been seeing teams building this kind of stuff. It's a kind of an infrastructure around prediction markets, and it just highlights how we are going to see more and more of this. So Bullpen turn predictions into positions, and we are going to see an increase of not financialization, but I mean the tooling around prediction markets are going to be way better than they are right now. You already
Yeah.
have covering some of them, but yeah, we are going to see more and more of this. Let's move. And then, okay, moving to this next front of the show here. Be aware of scams, guys. So we talked about this in the last show. And this 25 USDC is one of the biggest traders on Polymarket. You can check his profile on the Polymarket leaderboard. He was just highlighting. So people have lost more than 500,000 by being
Wow.
scammed through Polymarket comments. So the thing that we highlighted the other day was a kind of a website that promised you kind of an edge to do your trades on Polymarket. This is not the case. So it's people sharing shady links on the comments. So they say, why are you not trading on Polymarket private markets? Yes, this one was these
Yeah.
private markets. The odds are always much better on there. This is fake, guys. This does not exist. It's just people trying to take your money.
Are
So
they?
here,
So I see. You see, he's blacked out. Was that like a clickable
yeah,
link, or like this is the thing? It's just like that's like Polymarket should have not allowed. You should not allow URLs in the comments. But I understand why they do. But the risk to the user is much higher than saying
yeah,
go look for this article because it informs you about this market. That
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
why they would leave it open so people can share actual information. But once you get to a certain size, the scammers show up and start ripping your audience. It's not great.
Yeah, there's no way. So bots and scammers, they will use tools to flood the comments with links, and there, I mean, no one can filter that. So two ways, guys. I mean, instead of clicking links, search for that. Ask other people. Check on Twitter.
Yep.
Google that shit even. Just don't blindly click on sites. And I always remind you that I got fished clicking on a link on an official account of Git of Gitcoin. Yeah, and I mean, there was a big account, an official account, but they lost access. They were lured into something. They lost access to accounts, and that happened. So even official accounts, that can happen. I mean, that's not happening as often nowadays, but a couple of years ago, dude, a
People are
lot of.
turning on to FA now and not
You
having the password
remember?
as the name of their business 123.
Yes,
We
this kind
worked
of
somewhere
stuff.
where that was the password for a lot of shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, here's how they try to steal your money. They begin by buying both yes and no shares for a market from two separate accounts, so their comments still appear when the holder's filter is enabled, and then post a URL to their sites in an obscured form. Okay. Okay, just change the what is this? How do I call this?
What part of a minute?
But just
The
change
domain, the
this.
URL.
Just change this with a dot instead of a dot. How do I
Yeah,
call
yeah.
this?
So sometimes they'll have a domain that looks really similar, but it's like .polymarket.com, right? Like,
Yeah,
and you need to be
something
aware,
like
like
that.
it'll look like a subdomain of Polymarket, or you know what I mean. So it's
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
tricky. It's
Yeah,
tricky.
yeah, yeah. So on that side, you will be greeted by a clean looking page with a Polymarket logo and are asked to log in via email. Exactly what happened with me, but in my case, it was Wallet Connect. After you verify the email address, yes, they even send you a code. A new window pops up asking you to verify your activity, pretending to be Cloudflare.
Oh,
And but when you click copy and never click, by the way, I they try to scam me. I don't know why people focus so much on me, but they try to
you're a
scam
public
me.
person.
I think so. During what seemed to be a Zoom call. So I started to talk with this guy on Telegram, and he had a badge of an official account from a really big project. We were talking for over a week, and then we scheduled a call. I got to the link that seemed to be a Zoom link, but what caught my attention is that didn't trigger the Zoom app in my computer. It drove me to Google Chrome. And while I was there, I saw something really similar to this, but saying, hey, your audio is not turned on. To fix that, open
Mm,
your terminal, copy and paste this on your terminal. And while that was happening, the guy was sending me a message on Telegram and say, hey, we cannot hear you. Are you on the call? I can see you on the call, but we cannot hear you. And then,
mm-hmm.
yes, I was able to avoid. I just closed it and open again. And I sent a link that I had created. He didn't join, and then he deleted the conversation. But that's the thing. A couple of years ago as well, a lot of these stuff were happening, like people pretending to offer you a job, but to get the
That
job,
one's still
you
going.
remember that? Yeah,
You
okay,
had to
fuck.
download the software and do a test, and then
You do a
actually what that would
test.
do is just take all your. It was mostly aimed at developers, that one, and then
Yes,
it would
yes,
basically open the repo, your actual
exactly.
like core
Open
repo
the
to the.
repo.
Oh,
Yes, you
fucking
need
brutal.
you need to do some shit with the code. I mean, to prove it was like a test. You had to do a test, a small test, supposed to be something simple. But when you open the repo, they got access to your computer, and then you got fucked.
Yeah.
That won't happen with a lot of people as well. Anyway, so that's the thing, guys. I've been talking about this here. No one gives you good thing. To find good opportunities, you need to go after that. If people are offering you good opportunities, it's fake. There's always a hook. There's always a promise of a benefit. You're only gonna get fucked. Okay, but when you click copy, something completely different get copied. Okay, you should never paste a command you don't understand into your terminal. Exactly what happened to
Oh.
me. So the command first decodes the base. Okay, I'm not gonna explain this, but that's it. So I won't go in detail about what script does, but there is a further obfuscation additional scripts. In the end, they gather data, log everything on your system, and send a zip back to their server. They then use this data to log in your account and steal your money. That's it. So don't click links. Okay, I think the best way to address this is to allow trusted users to review comments or to introduce a downvote system that hides heavily downvoted posts. Okay, this could
Yeah.
work. Kind of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
community feature
Flag
control.
this as
Yeah,
spam or dangerous. Like a dangerous flag would actually be really
yeah,
good. But then
yes.
people act like assholes and flag it for no reason.
The simple warning, polymarket. Yeah, if I had this one, if I saw a comment that I don't like, I would flag that shit. No matter if it was a scam.
I don't like what you're saying. Fucking
I don't
dangerous.
like
What you're
you.
saying.
Fuck you. Yeah, I gonna
Words
block your
are
comments.
dangerous.
The simple warning Polymarket currently displays won't be enough, but I'm confident they will find a good solution. Yeah,
Yeah, they can
so
fix it
we are
easily.
trying to make you guys aware of this shit. A lot of these.
Be
We'll
careful, please.
yes. Be careful, guys. Don't lose your money. We know how hard you work to make that. Then I saw here the other day. So the first person ever got banned on Polymarket for wash trading. Before this, I didn't know it was even possible to get banned from Polymarket. Guys, everything's possible. Nothing ever
Anything's
happens, but
possible.
everything's possible. Yeah,
Anything's
anything.
possible.
Yes, anything. That's the word. Nothing ever happens, but anything's possible.
Well, they've got God keys, so they can definitely ban you.
Yeah, and I
It's
wasn't
not a
wash
decentralized
trading.
platform. They just do something on Twitter,
Yeah, that's it.
on Twitter,
I
on
was testing
thingy.
the API. Okay, yeah. who's testing the API. There's no test mode, so what other choice do I have that sending small buys? Oh fuck, you were the guy. Yeah,
You were
so
the
see
guy.
the
This
trouble.
fucking guy.
What? Yes, talk to people. The end then. I have. That's how I know the reason for the ban. so, so first you got banned, then you DM support, dude. First you try and reach out to people.
No, I
Say,
mean, like,
guys,
if you
I'm
get banned, you get
yeah,
banned. Fuck it. It doesn't. It's like,
yeah. Just I mean,
as long
create
as they
another
restored
account.
it. I'm presuming they restored it, right?
Yeah, hopefully so. But I mean, it's a good call. So if there's not a test environment, stop doing this kind of stuff. Go there and try to talk with the team first. Engage in activities that violate. Okay, yeah, these are the rules of Polymarket. And most of the times they are going to be a really open sentence here that can fit any action that you will ever
And
do.
that
So
is Diego's inner lawyer telling
yeah,
you
but this is why I'm so focused on the rules. That's why I mean we studied to know how to write this kind of stuff. Anyway, okay, let's move forward to the government shutdown elections. We have more to talk about the elections uh, in a few minutes. So last show we highlighted how it seems that the taxi driver was right, but it
Mm.
seems he was not.
And he was
So
wrong.
shouldn't
Well,
we?
he wasn't. Oh, so this one I find
Yeah,
super interesting,
it,
right?
it, it is. It
Because
is.
because he was right, but he was. It comes down to like syntax, really. Because he was like, it's going to end, but it wasn't going to end. What they were saying is they had an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
They had an agreement on Monday. They announced that they had the agreement, but they didn't stop the government shutdown.
Yes, they
That
had the
ends at a
agreement.
later
Yeah, yeah,
date.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
is why we have to like compartmentalize every part, every sentence, and every statement within a sentence that anybody says, so you can understand exactly what they're communicating.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
the
That's
taxi
true.
had the insider information, but he didn't interpret the insider information correctly, and then passed that down the line, and then that, or maybe he did, and the
He's
person he passed it to
did it. It's just
misinterpreted
like
it.
the
But it's all
kids
about
game.
interpretation.
How is it called in English? The kids game. You whisper something on someone's ears,
They
and they
call it.
have to keep.
I don't
And
know
in
what
the
like the
but and in,
current
and in the
politically
end is a
correct one. They call
totally
it
different.
Chinese whispers here, though.
Chinese whispers.
I
Okay, yeah, but
I
that's
don't know
it.
what we call
You
it, man.
whisper something on someone's ears, and that whisper goes round and around, and in the end is a totally different stuff. Totally
Yeah,
different. Yeah,
exactly.
could be the case here, but yeah, the thing is, the taxi driver was saying that the shutdown will end on Monday, and that didn't.
No.
Let's see here. Oh, but this is interesting about the shutdown. So how Kaushik called the U.S. government shutdown early, and this is interesting because it breaks down a timeline. It's so November 19th. It's 4 days ago, around noon. Kaushik traders started noticing strange movement, large volume hitting both the 40 to 43 day and 50 plus day shutdown markets. Forecast moves from 49 to 45 in under 3 hours. It was that was everybody was believing, that they would that the shutdown would end on Monday.
Just give
So
me a
you
moment here. I'm just going to jump in. So we get some chats coming on Twitter.
cool.
So zero secure zero. I've been unbanned by an admin. Hey!
Oh,
And then
wait,
Justin from Polysites, our pull up king. That's what we're going to call him, the pull up king.
pull up
He
king.
is. He's like, fuck that taxi driver. He was polite about it. He went frick, but I know what you mean, man. Fuck that guy.
So let me see if I. Okay, fuck you. Even have a kind of your own club card.
Oh,
Cool.
Justin, don't get a digital ID. The government will lock you down and you won't be able to spend that
Oh no.
USDC.
No, don't get a digital ID. No, scan or iris is way more effective.
Say that's
um,
Mr.
I'm going.
Altman would like you to scan
Okay,
your
this
eyeballs, please.
shout out to this guy here. This is why he's going to be the Mister Pull Up. Yeah, we are going to make
Dude, you
a
need to
market
wrap
about
that
this.
chain around your waist and connect like
Yes,
fucking 100 kilos to it. That's what
when
you.
he
So I
when
can
he's
create a
going to
market where
post
you're
a
just like
video.
killing it with the
Yeah,
crushing it.
we should put a date when he's going to post a video of him making the pull ups.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to create on
We
Groovy.
should do that. It'll be kind of like our version of the Lord Miles one, but nobody dies and nobody drugs.
And he will have
What? He can't just
the total,
disappear. He's attached to a fucking
yes,
community. He can't do that.
yes,
He's
and
got a
he will have
badge.
total
If he
control.
disappears, Shane goes and looks for them. That's what I heard.
Yes, that's
I heard
what
if you've got a
happens, you know.
badge and you go missing, Shane
I'm
comes
gonna
and
send
drives
an
around
email.
in his big
Yeah,
Maybach and like
I'll
and
send an
finds you.
email to Shane and say, Shane, remove that guy badge. He didn't do the pull-ups. Anyway, so Dual Trade was following the money. Dual Trade tracks volume spikes on Cauchy. Volume detector keeps firing alerts, analyzes money flow, and take positions. So 1 hour later, 40 to 40 trade. Okay, 40 to 43. So this was tracking just the volume to try and understand how long it will last. And the thing is, some information came out, just like the information about the taxi driver, and then the odds started to change a lot. But it's just comes to what Nick said. I mean, it's not enough to have the information. You need to understand the information and know how to interpret that. So the 50-day market saw big drops in yes position. This wasn't retail flow. This looked like informed capital, like people from Washington, D.C. By 3 p.m., Cauchy's forecast drops again. At 3 p.m., 5 minutes later, the headlines hit. Senate Majority Leader says deal to end the U.S. government shutdown is nearly ready. Dude, it doesn't need to be kind of people who work for the government. If you are a journalist, working in place, gathering the information as fast as you can to report this, just keep your phone there and you can use Cauchy, Polymarket, and I mean, just saying that it could happen, not inviting to do that. And then, so the reaction, politicians and trade news confirmed the deal that night. Crypto and macro markets reacted 2 hours later. Cauchy traders scaled it first. Okay, and then there's these, dude, Dual Trade have this long report, with a lot of details about this. If you want to understand this better, check this out. It's really cool, really cool. And
Yeah.
what I'm curious to know more, and the one that I'm curious to track, is if people are going to get their airdrop checks of $2,000 in the US as a kind of a good return from the tariffs money that the US is making.
So Aaron and I were having a bit of a Aaron as in the rehabilitated murderer slash math savant guy, and he reckon he doesn't, and I believe this as well. No government checks before the new year. You really for crypto and for the stock market, because Trump thinks if the stock likes to tell people the stock market's the highest it's ever been, that means America's okay. Like it's the most retarded metric in the world for people. He says like, I mean, he likes it, right? He likes number
Dude,
goes up.
numbers go up. We like that. Numbers go up. Everybody likes that.
Yeah. So if you give it before Christmas, yeah, numbers go up, but you're not going to see the numbers go up properly because it goes into Christmas shop and then into the holiday stuff, right? So that's
Yeah,
a waste of a 2K check if you want to see numbers go up, right? Got to
yeah,
think
yeah.
about this as a market and spend, right? This is a market and spend for
I
Trump.
was,
Now,
I was, I
January,
was,
I don't know how
I
it
was,
is
I
in
was
the rest
talking
of the
about
world.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, go
I
ahead.
don't
Go
know how
ahead.
it is in the rest of the world in January, but like I'm skint. Like I got no money. It's a poor month, right? And it's bleak here because there's no sun. So don't give it in January because people will pay off their debt from Christmas with it, right? So
Well,
give it in February or March, right? And then they
I,
got their casino money and they come to crypto and they give us all their money.
I'm the devil's advocate in this case because I'm in the south. It's summertime here,
Yeah,
dude.
go fuck yourself.
Nobody. When I say nobody, it's capitalized. Nobody works in the 15 first days of the year. Everybody is at the beach. Everybody. So people don't spend money with Christmas. They go to the beach, they have beers, they eat out, they spend. Dude, for
Sounds
some
amazing,
places,
kinda.
is yeah, bro. It's like January and February. It's the month when if you work with restaurants, bars, this kind of stuff, that's where you make money to survive the rest of the year. Because it's
Yeah,
summertime, bro.
it's because
Summertime.
you're upside
So
down.
yeah, my word is upside down. But since you mentioned the exchange, Brazilian exchange had the biggest rally ever, 15 days 14 days of all-time highs.
Wow.
Every day a new all-time high for 15, and that ended yesterday. Yeah, because FanDuel related is said that it's going to
Because of
cover
FanDuel.
prediction markets. Yes. Then we have Maximilian. Maximilian is CEO of Melee Markets, and it's a nice tweet. So he's stating the bull case. This is we are changing gears a little bit here. So he's stating the bull case for prediction markets that we've been seeing here a lot, and then we are kind of, I don't know, because I didn't read this article yet. We are going to do this together. But the question is, if prediction markets are so good forecasting the future, why they are not everywhere? So let's start with the bull case and let's move to this article. Prediction markets are surging, but is in the industry ignoring several multi-billion-dollar verticals. As it stands, two event types dominate prediction market volume: NFL, football, and political elections. Kalshi plus Robinhood currently lead in professional football, recording 1 billion in NFL contract volume in September alone. Polymarket leads global and political forecasting. Its New York City mayor election market traded almost $500 million versus 71 million on Kalshi. It's crazy because this number is so big that it makes 71 million doesn't look
Yeah,
that big, but
I
it's
know.
still $71 million, guys. Anyway, monthly volumes for both platforms regularly reach into the billions, but more than 80% of the activity remains concentrated in only a few verticals. Yeah, we've been saying that mostly sports, and then for some period of the year to elections and politics. So what happens when prediction markets scale beyond sports and politics, and what it's a potential TAM? What is a TAM? If creating and speculating markets become
It's
frictionless.
market sizing. It's what
Okay.
startups use to brainwash VCs that they've got. There's going to be a big
Okay.
enough market for somebody to buy into.
Okay, let's launch a prediction market right now. Am I going to read the flywheel until the end of this show? Let's see. That's the logical endpoint of permissionless prediction markets. Shout out to Groovy, by the way. Removing
Yeah.
gatekeepers so that competition, not curation, drives this curve. Yeah, not curation, competition. Let's play with some numbers. The mid to long tail of prediction markets covering entertainment, crypto launches, esports, fandom, and celebrity outcomes is still small, around $500 million in 2024, but growing at 30 to 40%. At that pace, it could reach 2 to 4 billion annual volume by 2030. These estimates don't yet include a fully permissionless model achieving global product market fit yet. It doesn't estimate. So he's talking about 2 to
Yeah.
4 billion, but it does not include this, I mean, getting a kind of a global level. And we've
It
been
doesn't
highlighting
it
how
doesn't make
it's
global level. It also doesn't. You can't calculate what happens when something becomes part of the culture,
yeah, becomes
right? Like
mainstream
nobody could
actually.
have calculated Facebook back in the day. Like they
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
kind of like, but what happens when you get full market penetration because everybody says Facebook? I'm on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? Same with WhatsApp
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what about opinion markets? These markets let people speculate on subjective truths, pricing belief, not just information. Which K-pop group is better? Fuck, we know which K-pop group is better. Fuck.
Maybe
Is
you do.
Lionel
I don't know
Messi the
any
GOAT?
K-pop groups.
Lionel Messi BTS is the best
Yeah,
one.
I know you said.
Is Lionel Messi the GOAT? Of course not. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Is Israel committing genocide? Not gonna enter in this discussion, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
thought
they are.
using attention-based logics. Okay, 5 billion interest users times half percent participation for $40 a month average value. Dude, this is a pitch. This is a pitch. 12 billion
It's a
year.
bitch.
It's a
We
pitch.
could just skip
Ad
down near
creator.
to the summary. Is there a summary at the end?
Recap. Okay, recap. These projections almost certainly undersell the upside of mid to long tail traditional prediction markets, especially as permissionless system unlock global participation. Yeah, we've been talking about this for Groovy. I mean, if you have a permissionless kind of prediction market, uh, dude, you cannot even predict the growth of this,
Yeah.
because there's no reference so far for
And
that.
you don't know what the impact like you can speculate what the impact is culturally, right? Like because narratives right now, if you think about it from a narrative point of view, right? So narratives are more or less controlled by big Twitter accounts, by mainstream media, by individuals, right? But if anybody can create a market and get volume to that market, then narratives start to change because you start to ask questions like,
Yes.
is Israel committing genocide, right? Like you can start asking these other questions. And the popularity of those will be based on how much people actually give a shit, right? Well, obviously, that we see from what we see on Twitter right now, there's people who just participate in markets to make money, but there's other people who will participate in markets because
Because it's
they
fun,
want
it's
to
cool.
they want to participate in something they believe in, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, dude, this guy has been reading your mind. So there's a massive untapped opportunity in subjective markets where speculation, identity, and culture collide. Markets built on facts are bounded by the number of events. Markets built on beliefs are bounded only by the internet. Let the game begins. That's it. So this is, let's say, this is the bull case for prediction markets. And then we have Nick RZA. Polymarket was paying 50K a day to market makers at one point. Now it's
Mm.
0.025 per $100 traded. That collapse tells you everything about why prediction markets are still in beta.
Yep.
So, prediction markets are having their moments. Polymarket's presidential election coverage made headlines. Cautious regulatory wins open a new territory, and suddenly everyone wants to talk about the world's truth machine. But beneath the hype lies a more interesting question. If prediction markets are so good at forecasting the future, why aren't they everywhere? The answer isn't sexy. It's infrastructure in the US regulation. But
Hmm.
while regulatory barriers are slowly falling, the infrastructure problems remain universal. Okay, infrastructure is his answer. Even in jurisdictions where prediction markets are legal, the same fundamental challenges persist. The platforms that dominated 2024 solved these problems by throwing money at them. Throwing money at things usually solve most of the problems.
Yeah, yeah.
Polymarket burned through roughly $10 million on market makers' incentives, at one point paying out over $50 per day, $50,000 per day, to keep their order books liquidity. According to researcher Neil for Delphi Digital, today those incentives have collapsed to 2 cents.
Basically 2 cents, two and a half, point
2
two,
cents.
two and a
Yeah,
half
2
cents.
cents for each dollar. For each $100. Kalshi has spent over 9 million on similar programs. These aren't sustainable solutions. They're band-aids on structure ones. And it comes to the liquidity problem that we've been talking here, right?
Yeah, so I just want to say like, so that's went from 50. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so if they were paying,
50,000 a day.
they were paying out. All right, okay, they were paying out.
Yeah,
I
I
did a
mean,
calculation, but I misunderstood what we were saying.
yeah, but this is okay. They were paying 50,000 a day, but what was the volume traded here? Because that's the thing
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that we lack in this kind of analysis. We need to compare the same stuff.
Like
Okay,
what market was
$50,000.
50,000 a day? Was that market that had
eh,
like a fucking 100 million in volume? Well,
yes. So
yeah,
okay, what did these represent here for each $100 traded?
yeah, and also the idea that
Yeah.
you're burning through it. It's not you are burning through it, but it's not wasted money. It's not wasted capital. It is part of doing business in that sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with everything he's
But
saying
yeah,
so
yeah.
far. Like it's he's
So
spot on.
what's fascinating is that the challenges holding back prediction markets are mysterious. They're well defined and interconnected, and for the right builders, extremely solvable. After talking to builders in this space and analyzing the landscape, five problems kept her facing. Think of them as framework, a shared vocabulary for understanding why prediction markets are still in beta mode. These aren't just problems; they are the roadmap. Liquidity paradox, which we are about to solve on Groovy, hopefully. And in the near future, we can even talk about this. But yeah, let's move. The most fundamental issue, liquidity, or rather, the chicken and egg dynamic that keeps most prediction markets ghost towns. The mechanism is straightforward. New markets launch with low volatility. Traders face terrible execution, high slippage price impact that makes trades uneconomical. They leave. Low volume deters professional liquidity providers
Yeah.
who need consistent fees to justify risk. Without liquidity providers, liquidity stays thin. The cycle reinforces itself.
Yep.
Data confirms this. On Polymarket and Couch, most markets have under $10,000 in volume. Even larger markets lack depth for meaningful institutional participation. Any substantial position moves prices by double digits. The root cause is structural. In normal crypto liquidity pools like ETUSDC, you deposit both assets and earn fees as traders swap between them. Even when prices move against you, both sides retain value. Predictable markets are different. You are holding contracts that become worthless when they lose. There's no rebalancing, no residual value, just a binary outcome where half your inventory goes to zero. Worse, you're getting picked off. As a market approaches resolution and the outcomes becomes clear, informed traders know more than you do. They are buying the winning side from you at favorable prices while you're still pricing based on outdated probabilities. This toxic flow bleeds market makers' consistency. So Polymarket switched from an AMM to a central limit order book in 2024 for this reason. Order books let market makers cancel the offers immediately when
Yes.
they realize they are not about to get exploited. But this doesn't fix the underlying problem, it just gives market makers defensive tools to slow the bleeding. The platforms circumvent this by paying market makers directly, but
Subsidization.
fuck, subsidies.
Subsidization.
Okay,
He's
I'm
American
not
because he
smart
used an
enough.
S. Has Z
I'm
instead of an
not
S.
I'm not smart enough to read
Subsidization.
this.
Basically, socialism.
Yeah, basically giving money. Yeah, basically what it is. Okay, giving money doesn't scale. For flagship markets, presidential elections, major sports, headline crypto, the model works. Polymarket's election market had deep liquidity. Cautious NFL markets compete with traditional sportsbook. The challenge is everything else, the long tail of questions that could make predictable markets useful but don't generate enough volume to justify millions. Exactly
Yeah.
those markets that
Yep.
Maximilian was mentioning here. The
And
problem is
exactly
there.
why we want to create, like, why we've got a permissionless one, like,
Yes.
and we've got
Yes.
ideas to deal with this provisioning
To
of
solve,
liquidity.
yeah, to solve this liquidity problem. Yeah. So current economics are unsustainable. Market makers aren't making money from spreads. Even protected liquidity providers with bounded losses, 4 to 5% of the market, need ecosystem grants to break even. The question:
Hmm.
how do you make liquidity provision profitable without burning capital? Huh. One path is emerging from Cautious playbook. In April last year, they onboarded Susquehanna International Group, a major Wall Street market maker, as their first institutional provider. The result: 30x liquidity increase, 100,000 contract depth, sub 3 cents spread. But this requires something retail market makers cannot provide: dedicated trading desks, custom infrastructure, institutional grade capital commitment. The breakthrough wasn't better rebates, it was getting the first serious institutional player to treat prediction market as a legitimate asset class. Once one commits, others follow. It's less risky, there's benchmark pricing, volumes materialize. But there's a catch. Institutional market makers need certain conditions. For Cauchy, that means CFTC approval and regulatory clarity. For crypto native and decentralized platforms, a long tail of builders without regulatory moats or massive scale, that path is not available. These platforms face a different challenge. How do you bootstrap liquidity when you cannot afford regulatory legitimacy or guaranteed volume? The infrastructure problem remains unsolved for anyone who is not Cauchy or Polymarket. What builders are trying? Quality weighting market rebates reward liquidity that improves trading, time at best, quote size, spread sightness. It's pragmatic but doesn't solve the fundamental problem. Someone still funds those rebates. Protocol tokens offer an alternative: emissions to
Mm.
subsidize liquidity providers rather than burning VC money. The same playbook that bootstrapped Uniswap and Compound. Whether prediction market tokens can capture enough value to sustain emission long term remains unclear. Cross-market rewards tiers incentivize diversified liquidity provision across multiple markets, distributing risk and making participation more durable. Just-in-time liquidity provides capital only when needed. Bots monitor meme pools for large trades, inject concentrated liquidity, capture fees, and withdraw immediately. capital efficient but requires sophisticated infrastructure and doesn't solve the underlying problem. Someone is still warehouse risks. So just-in-time strategy generated over 750 billion in volume on Uniswap V3, though activity is dominated by well-capitalized players and returns are marginal, which is a problem.
Yeah.
So continuous outcome markets affect the binary infrastructure itself. Discontinued outcomes markets, I think we covered that in the past. So instead of discrete yes or no buckets, traders express views across continuous ranges. This pools liquidity that would otherwise fragmented across related markets. Will BTC hit 50, 56, 70K? Products like Function Space are building this infrastructure, though it remains untested at scale. Yes, okay. The most radical experiments abandon order books entirely. Milling Markets applies bonding curves to prediction markets. Each outcomes, and we had Lucas here. Lucas is also working on bonding curves. This is
Mhm.
similar to what we are developing at Groovy, but yeah. So each outcome has its own curve. Early participants get better price, conviction gets rewarded. No professional market makers needed. XO market requires creators to seed liquidity using an LMS or AMM, where depth
Which is
improves.
what Groovy Market has.
Yes, where depth improves as capital enters. Creators earn fees, aligning incentives with market liquidity.
Yeah.
Both solve could start without professional market makers. Melee trades off exit flexibility. Positions locked until resolution. Yeah, it's different from what we're proposing, but yeah. XO market allows continuous trading, but requires upfront capital from creators.
Yes. Which is
Okay,
what we
I
have right
think
now.
yes. So Nick, this is
It's long,
big.
long. Let's
It's
cut it there,
long.
right?
Let's get it
So
there. It's pretty cool. So it talks
it's a
about
really
the
good read.
Oracle's
Really good.
resolution. Yes, permissionless market creation, parlays, leverage. Okay, the expression problem. Okay, this is a really good article. It's long. It tackles the top problems of prediction market so far. Let me just get to this final part here. Okay, these five problems liquidity, discovery, expression, creating, and resolution are interconnected. Solve liquidity and you make markets more attractive, which improves discovery. Better discovery brings more users, which makes permissionless creation viable. More markets mean more need for robust oracles. It's a system, and right now the system has bottlenecks. But here's the opportunity. The incumbents are locked into their models. Polymarket and Kalshi have built successful business on top of certain assumptions about how prediction markets should work. They are optimizing within constraints. The next generation of builders has the luxury of ignoring those constraints. Yeah? This
Hmm.
is where the alpha is, not in replicating what already exists, but in attacking the fundamental problem this directly. These five problems are table stakes. The platforms that solve liquidity, discovery, and resolution infrastructure won't just gain market share, they will unlock the full potential of prediction market as a coordination mechanism. This is it. 2024 proved the prediction markets can work at scale. 2026 will prove they can work everywhere. Dude, really good article. Really, really good
I still
article.
don't think it will be everywhere by 2026. I think it will still be mostly US centric,
Oh yeah,
and I just think
yeah.
even 2026 will probably see some big steps forward in infrastructure. But that doesn't mean you can increase infrastructure all day, but it doesn't mean participation or adoption. But
Necessarily,
where
yes.
I think the adoption will come in from, we're seeing it right now, where we're seeing influential peoples from out of crypto talking about prediction markets, talking about prediction markets on them. And that's where the adoption will always come from people who don't sit inside crypto, because people inside crypto only talk to crypto people.
Yeah, that's that's true. That's true.
Guys, have you ever heard of an echo chamber? You've built one.
Okay. Now that I got my sip of water, let's move forward. Okay, that we have here from one confirmation. Polymarket lets anyone get skin in the game, which gives us more proof. Sometimes. But a lot of regular people lose money too, and we must not sell a pipe dream. The goal is to learn to trade, risk, then level up. Build your invest. Okay, yeah, I found this interesting. Not I don't see enough people highlighting the risks,
Well,
and yeah, they're going
they're
to
an early
learn,
funder of Polymarket, right? Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm 99% sure that's who they are. He was I think the founder of One Confirmation was the guy that Shane Copeland took a picture with. He's always in the pictures of Shane Copeland.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, just one
But yeah,
interesting
level-headed
thing to.
advice. Like let's not be like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then I got to this one. I think this one is really interesting. Shout out to Mr. Kangaroo. Dude, I had to Google who the fuck is Bonnie Blue. It seems I'm not gonna say porn star, but it seems he plays sex videos and adult contents on OnlyFans, and
Right? Okay.
she was banned from OnlyFans because she was promoting that she would. It was something like she would make sex with X amount of people in a day. She
Wow.
wanted to break a record, something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
anyway. So, and I thought interesting about this market. Will Bonnie Blue get unbanned from OnlyFans in June? It's old stuff, but I mean, from June. But dude, the research was really good.
Yeah.
So, Polymarket tip number 27: How I make $12,000 betting on a creator and how you can too. Dude, this research is gold. So you're probably thinking, how would you even start to research this? Maybe go through the terms and conditions, have a look at past precedent of similar decisions, analyze the motives of company management. It was very overwhelming and I was lost. But then I remembered the famous quote: Do you know who watches more game film than anybody? Me, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. So I got to work on critically analyzing her filmography. My findings were shocking. Of the 46 hours and 31 minutes available, I extrapolated the following. And then he puts everything here on a
Fucking
spreadsheet.
boss. You're a
That's
boss,
it.
Mr. Kangaroo. You did this. That was
Dude,
fantastic.
metric, value, position, count, share, time, minutes. Okay, the role she played: pizza delivery, nurse, doctor, and he made a matrix here trying
I
to
think I think he's done a lot of this in Python. They look like Python charts.
I don't know, but it looks cool. I mean, this looks
Yeah.
professional. This is
Yeah, yeah.
professional
No,
research.
it is. He's definitely mucked around with it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there was nothing conclusive to me bet. But that's when it hit me. It's actually profitable for them to keep her suspended, and this was the catch. So they kept 20. Fuck, there's it. Okay,
Oh,
they keep 20% according to Social Race. If she was driven, okay, so basically from her profits, OnlyFans keep 20%. If she
mm-hmm.
was driven around $2 million in gross creation sales, platform take around. So if she makes $2 million,
They get
they
400.
get $400,000. Stack that against this data that he has here. So the revenue of OnlyFans was $7 billion. If reinstating her triggers even a 0.01% reputational hit, I mean the bad hit, that's
Yeah,
720K. So it's already way more what they would make from her if she makes $2 million
yeah,
in creator sales.
yeah,
So
yeah,
empirical works shows negative publicity shocks can run far higher, up to 14%. So the risks of bringing her back and how much it will cost them to bring her back, it didn't make sense to bring her because comparing that she would bring what a little bit above the half of the
maybe.
revenue that they
I mean,
make.
it's an interesting thesis, right? But
It
also,
is.
we've seen a lot of people. So pre Elon Musk going in Twitter, like there was lots of people banned from Twitter, and he let them back on. It doesn't seem to have affected his business model negatively, right?
But in
And
this case,
if she's blown up because of this, then she's making more. She'll have more users and more money. So, like, I think like what he's done is really logical.
mhm,
But
it is
you've
very
also got to
logical.
look at that other side and go, well, is there any precedent saying that if you bring back users who are banned, you see an increase in revenue or increase in viewers generally across the platform? Because if they're bringing in new people, then those new people will. I've never been on is it
But
OnlyFans? I've never been on
OnlyFans,
OnlyFans,
yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know how it's curated and stuff like that.
No,
But
me neither.
there
But
is the other side of it. Like, so that's one side of the argument, and then the other side is like, did he look at what happens if it's not well, the reputational risk, does it outweigh her increase in revenue or increase
yeah,
in well, but then to like play devil's advocate to that argument,
yeah,
you've got like, how much does it cost internally to deal with illegal wrangling
if
around that? And
something
then
happens,
you add that into it, and then it
yeah,
starts being a rolling thing, and the legal team probably just don't want to deal with it, so they're like,
Mm-hmm.
they're
No,
legal
but
teams are always risk off, right? So
what I found really interesting here is it's sometimes it's not so obvious the analysis you have to make. So
yeah,
he tried to
exactly.
do some
Fantastic.
mathematical analysis that didn't work because he wasn't able to find any edge from this. Then he tried to, I mean, look to the numbers in another way. And okay,
Yeah.
his conclusion was it was always obvious. I bought 39,000 shares of No at 65 cents. The rest is history. So he
So it goes in that direction.
yeah, it
Yeah,
closed
yeah.
on his array. So
Great, man.
she didn't get unbanned, and he made almost $13,000 in that.
That's great.
Pretty cool.
That's like
I
that's what you
I
need.
found this really
That's your
interesting.
counterparty, right? Like, if you're doing this stuff, that's, by the way, this isn't a bracelet, it's a hairband.
So I still trust you.
That's your counterparty. Like that, these are the clever guys who are making money in markets because they actually spend a bit of time. I bet he doesn't bet in loads of markets.
Probably not.
I bet
I
he
don't know.
picks a few and just deep dives them in and bets heavy in them. I don't know. We should
Yeah,
check out his
I don't
account and
know.
see.
Yeah.
But that's
Okay,
cool.
but
That's really good.
shout
I
out.
really like
It
that.
was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool strategy, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Aaron. A good read on the illusion of safe trades or bonds in prediction markets. Winning often doesn't mean winning smart. And then he mentions this post from Andrew Courtney, and lots of talk about bond in prediction markets lately. The idea: buy contracts 80% plus, collect steady return like a bond.
Yeah.
Is this just betting favorites? Recently, evidence points no, this may work. But when selling tails, winning often doesn't mean you have hedge. And this is the article here. So he's one of the co-founders of Cautionomics with Aaron. And I may trade the event can okay. An actual bond I put on. So let's get started here. I would hear tossed around recently in prediction market. Twitter is bonding a contract, meaning going long a contract at close to 100%, say between 80 to 99%, and holding through expiration rather than 10x or money. On a long shot, the idea is you slowly win over time, just like buying a treasury or corporate bond. And we highlighted how different it is because you're putting capital at risk here.
Yep.
When you buy a treasury or a corporate bond, the main capital should not be at risk.
Yeah.
But these aren't your grandfather saving bonds. The fundamental question when trading is, do I have edge? And because high priced contracts leave a small margin of error, it takes a long time to measure it. The key is to have a clear reason your trade has hedge in the first place and do investigate all of the ways you might be wrong. Nick, this is one of the cases that I will not go over the whole
Just run
article
to the
because
closing argument, the
yes.
closing part.
So let me give a shout out to Andrew. So check this out, guys, and let's get to the closure because we still have a lot to cover. So the trading world loves to find new ways to sell tail events. It is easy to confuse a high chance of winning with actual positive expectancy. If it's very difficult to distinguish between a 95% bet and a 98% bet, this is the skill you are implicitly taking on if you pursue this path. It's not impossible, but you need a strong fundamental reason to believe you have hedged to make the trade. Frame it more as, why is this trade available to me? Okay, this is what I've
Which
been
goes
saying.
back to
Okay,
Mr. Kangaroo. You
Mr.
know, like
Kangaroo here.
because if you do your research, then you can answer the question, why is this trade available to me?
Yes. Yes, yes.
And probability god's another one that does great research and stuff like that. There's lots of like
There's
really
lots
good
of good
going on out
researchers.
there.
Yeah. So then we come to a really interesting one. I never thought that GTA 5 and Jesus would mix together well in the same sentence, but
Well,
yeah.
you're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. I can't fucking believe that you would not think that those two things go together.
So did you know that there's a 48 chances that Jesus will become uh, before GTA 6 is released? This is from 22 CD de Amor. Okay, 22 centimeters of love. Okay, now I get your
You got
this
it.
is his handle. Yeah, okay.
22 centimeters of. Oh my
Sorry
god.
for you, bro. Only
Seriously,
20.
man.
Yeah, sorry for you,
You
bro.
got an
Only 22.
OnlyFans page.
Only, yeah, we are getting to this point. So we are talking to younger male guys, younger male people when you read this kind of stuff. Okay, breaking. Insider wallets are betting that Jesus Christ will not return before GTA 6 release. Okay, over the last 12 hours, it's not from today, it's from almost a week ago. But so I have the market here. It's interesting. What will happen before GTA 6? Nick was just telling me that I'm not following games anymore. You know, I'm still the last thing that I played was Cyberpunk 2077 a couple of years ago. But yeah, Nick just said that they delayed this to November next year. So people are betting heavy that GPT 6 will be released before GTA, but only. I mean, it's not only. I mean, still half of people believe Jesus can return before GTA is released. Fuck, this is a lot.
This is a wash trade.
And 6 million, $6.5 million. And as well, so as many people, so the same amount of people are believing that Jesus will come before GTA 6 that believe that Bitcoin will hit $1 million.
The
So
same people.
just want to highlight. Yeah, probably the same people. Just wanted to highlight. Then let's move to top traders you should keep an eye on. This is from Mangolassi. So the polymarket trader named I Love Circle made $2 million in just 2 months. Still, skill, luck, or insider? What do you think? Check his profile. So
Yeah,
yes,
you need to go do the analysis. Don't ask me.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, two
I
million
ain't got time
dollars.
for that.
Yeah.
What
Then
was
the
it? How
next,
much did win or lose? Oh no, we've not got the actual
no, yeah,
the
I think for the
actual.
next one we will have that. So this is from Islam. So this guy turned $13 into 9,006. Fuck,
Nice.
$13. So if I have 16, it means that I can make what? Over 10,000 for sure, guarantee. 2 days ago by trading on the weather. Okay, person make fuck. I don't know how many X's, but like 15. It's a burger. He turned a burger into a car in 2 days by trading weather. Polymarket trader Hans 323 predicted that the highest temperature in London. Oh, and he's your neighbor, Nick. On November 4th will
I mean,
be 63 to 64 Fahrenheit, and he was right.
yeah, I don't think you need to be there to actually
I don't
predict
know.
the weather change. Maybe he is.
Maybe he is. So this isn't. Maybe he's using.
I mean, I
Oh,
don't know
okay. I
what's
think.
we don't use that Fahrenheit shit. Like, I don't.
No, yeah,
Americans love big
I don't use
numbers.
Fahrenheit
They
shit.
use big.
Yeah.
They just like let's times it by three to make it big. And Donald's like, yes, yes, number go up. Right? We'll give you hotter weather and we'll give you
Dude,
colder weather.
just
Everything's going to
just
be an extreme.
just move from Celsius to Fahrenheit and you get an instantly all-time high. That's it. So this isn't his first such trade. Shortly before that, he also won almost $9,000 trading on the weather with a bet of only 125. He ranks first in the monthly leaderboard, and his profit and loss this month is over to $27,000. He also has a profile on Twitter. He talks about his trading results. Really recommending. Okay, dude, this is what caught my attention here. 2,100 predictions. I mean, it's a really high volume trader here. Starting January with $700 top five weather market trader, not a meteorologist. Okay, this is
Right?
interesting. I was just wondering. I mean, I was thinking here. Maybe this person runs a different weather based project and he has access to data, but might not be the
It could
case.
just be that you take the data and run it through a machine learning algorithm
Yeah,
and say when the weather's like that, when all these variables are in place, what does the weather tend to do?
yeah, yeah.
It could be
I
that. It
don't
could
know.
be that simple. But like those algorithms don't always give you like they out the box. They're like 50-50. But oh well, I
Yeah.
suppose
Mhm.
things have changed a bit now, so maybe not so much.
I remember that comment that we shared here. How the odds are these? I mean, there's a chance of happening and not happening. It should be 50-50. Remember that? Okay, QWERTY was just highlighting here Ansel Fang, 79% win rate. This is crazy. $2 million profit. This trade registered on October 2020, and this is crazy. I mean, in a month, after making 61 predictions. Remember the last one that I shared here, 2,000 predictions, and this one 61.
Yeah.
His first deposit was $13,000, and that's where it all started. From there, it was all about his work and analysis. You can see it yourself, and just high level accuracy and understanding of how each market moves. He rightfully takes. I think interesting. I mean, people assume that it's only guys, right? It's only
Yeah.
him. It's only
I mean, I
guys.
think a
Yeah.
lot of it is, but and
I
it would
mean,
be good to actually
instance.
see some because I know they've got Kalshi and Polymarket both have women's groups, but they tend to
Mhm.
just talk about the cultural impact, less the here's my trading strategies, and it would be good to actually see technical analysis by the other by women to see
Yeah.
how it changes, if it changes at all, or what sort of how they weight information, because there could be a difference there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I noticed about those groups. It's more about like the cultural impact and mention
Mm-hmm.
markets, and not really about like how do you get the edge. This is how I got my edge. That stuff would be far more interesting and useful, I think, rather than narrative. The other
Yeah.
ones are more narrative based.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And when I highlight this, I mean, I would do the same because if you go to a crypto conference, 99% of chances is way more guys than girls.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
that was it.
Okay, he's simply someone who takes action and makes money. The results so far: total volume 11, almost 12 million dollars. Profit a little bit over $2 million. Total gains 2.5 million. He lost $200,000. So a few lumbos. Win rate 80%. Current positions hundred
Eighty
thousand
percent,
dollars.
80%.
80%.
That's fucking
Fuck,
incredible.
that is,
There's not many
dude.
hedge funds that will do that. Like hedge funds.
No,
If a hedge
not
fund
at
did
all,
that,
bro.
they'd be like, "Holy shit,
Yeah,
that's
they will
crazy!"
be treated like God. Yeah,
Biggest
biggest
wins
win.
694, and
Oh
that's what
fuck.
we'll win when Terra Luna token goes back to
Yeah, yeah.
$200. We'll win over $600,000 because we're fucking degenerate assholes who buy stuff like that.
So
Terra
make
Luna's
sure
coming back.
to
Community takeover. What's
let's
his
see,
name?
guys.
We
Oh
got
yeah,
there's
I
a
don't
guy in the
know.
game.
We got the post. We got the post on our timeline.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's
This
see
is
here.
Camel
Let's check it
NFTs
out.
pushing for the community takeover. We got to do this. We got to make it back.
Where is it? Where is
Um,
it?
I'm going to
Where is
say,
it?
Diego, we probably need to wrap it right after this because there is the spaces starting after this, which is Clash of the Fans.
Oh fuck
And
yeah,
it
that's
is going
true.
to be. It starts in like 20 minutes, and it's going to be Gambon versus Nigeria, and see who's rocking
Okay.
there.
So yeah, let's go just to this one, this last one. Just highlight. Someone deposited just around $200,000 to make 1 million. See, after this one here, doesn't look a lot. Doesn't look a lot. 5x to $1 million. Fuck, the
Yeah.
guy's making what? $2 million from 100,000. I think he put. Anyway, yes, but see, 300 predictions. So there's no. I mean, you need to find your game on
Yeah.
this. That's it. You need to find
What
your
you're
game. There is
interested in?
no.
What do you like researching? What
Yes,
do you like betting on? What do you
there's
like?
not a there's not a playbook that works for everyone.
No.
But clearly, you don't need and you should not really, in my opinion, risk. This is not financial show advice, but you should not risk a lot of capital on this. But risk some capital and learn how to do that. Okay, so
But you know what I'm seeing actually in the timeline? A lot more people talking about how they're spending like dollars and building up their account. I'm seeing. I
building
think.
up, yeah.
I think I saw a Kalshi account talking about it. Probability God talks about it. I like that. It's really like more normal. Like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna like. I don't even have the. Even if I had it, I wouldn't even have the inclination to like drop 13 grand on that, right? On a
Yeah.
market. Like I would really truly need to believe what I'm doing and understand what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like with Bitcoin, I understand it's going up forever. It will have pullbacks, but it's going up. I'd rather stick like 13 grand in there and just like forget it ever existed until like I need somebody to wipe my ass because I'm like so old and fucked
Mm-hmm.
that I need
Mm-hmm.
somebody to come around and take care of me.
Yeah. I think I also I agree with you. I think it's way more down to earth, and it's something that the average Joe like us could be doing there. So I think it's more. I mean, it's less lottery ticket because we see these people make turning $100 into $1 million, but we see people winning the lottery as well. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you should spend all your money
There's more
buying lottery
skill
tickets.
required than doing it on Polymarket though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
There's more skill on it.
of course, yeah. But I mean, people like this kind of fantasy stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put $5 here. I don't know what I'm doing, but then I will become a millionaire. People like that.
Wait a
People
minute.
like.
What industry does that sound like? It's amazing that prediction markets are more or less born out of crypto. This version of prediction markets, like prediction markets, are very similar to betting exchanges for anybody that doesn't know. But prediction markets came out of where you do that stuff. Comes out of the industry where that seems to be the default. We'll just put $5 here, and then in 6 months I'll magically become a millionaire.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know, bro. It's easier to convince people to do that than to work to have money. I don't know. Who wants to work when you can
Yeah,
turn $100 into
exactly.
$1 million in a month? I mean, I've seen people doing that.
I
Okay, I'm gonna
I had
tell
a
you. Yeah,
friend
why
say
don't?
to me, he was like, this was a couple of seasons ago, and he was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, no, if I ever like made money, and I've never made money. If I was like, if I ever became a millionaire, I'd still keep working. And his eyebrow just went up. Well, that's was like, uh huh. And he just kept doing what he was doing. He was just like fucking liar, because he was in it so early that he saw so many people like me get rich and just go, gone. I'm out. I'm done. I'm fucking not doing it anymore. But I was like, I was on my conviction. I was like, no, I'd still play. I'd still play.
I would see
Yeah,
what would I do? Go to the beach,
yeah. What am
watch
I gonna do?
movies the whole day? No, man. I like the hustle, right? I like the grind. Okay, guys. I think this is it, Nick.
Yeah,
We
I just want
have
to say hello
yeah.
to the 174 people that are on
Fuck.
X,
I
and we
think
didn't
this is
get
an
no
all-time
Rumble
high.
folk today. I'm sorry, Rumble folk, we didn't see you,
Yeah, I missed
but
you
you'll
for
be back,
sure. I
I'm
missed
sure.
you. Yeah, I think we just hit an all-time high. It's
It might
pretty
have
cool, guys.
been, yeah, for being
Yeah,
live.
thanks for joining us. I
More
mean,
guests. If you want to come on and talk, if you do
yeah,
cool
that's
shit,
it.
come on. Like it shouldn't be just him and I. This is not a fucking echo chamber.
Yes.
Come have fun. Even if you're just like a crypto dude who's into crypto and you want to talk about crypto and we talk about prediction market crypto stuff,
Yeah.
that's fun. Right?
If you
Let's
like the
talk about
vibes
it.
of if you like the vibes of the show, if you want to join us to give your opinion about what we are reading here, maybe we are wrong. I don't know. Maybe you have a different opinion. Just
Yeah,
join
exactly.
us
That's fun.
and yeah, let's have some fun.
We're speaking to Dustin
And
here. It's like you've got another opinion. Come on, I'm not gonna like cage you in and say you're
yes,
wrong. It's like I think you're right about a lot of
I
shit.
don't know. I will find a way to put a pull up bar here in my office and do the pull ups
Yeah,
live. I will
yeah.
I will
Oh,
try. I
you
will
you're
try
talking
at
about
least.
Dustin, not Dustin. Is it Dustin? I
Dustin,
don't know.
Dustin,
Anyway,
Justin. I don't know.
no, not
Yes.
that guy. Somebody else. It was another profile. Anyway, let's wrap this because the other space is about to start. There's another
Yes.
space in 15 minutes. Check it out. It will be like a bunch of dudes. And probably some girls in there too. I don't mean dudes. I mean dudes as in like
Rumbling.
general
Yeah,
population
rumbling around about
arguing about
soccer.
Nigeria
Yeah.
versus Gabon. Let's do this.
Yes. Guys, have a great day. Thanks for joining us. See you